Man, what is going on? What is going on? You already know who the fuck it is. You already know I'm gonna hit y'all niggas with it. Man, I was laughing, singing, reading this shit. I'm like, come on, man. That shit is funny. That nigga. But anyway, shout out to everybody at the Core Plantation if you there. You know I'm gonna hit y'all niggas with it. You know I'm gonna hit y'all niggas with it. Did he come back? Did Jesus come back? Because that's what we've been praying for all week, right? You've been speaking in tongues and all this bullshit. But the dominant white side, these white supremacists is still gonna ooze upside your head. I mean, I said, ooze upside your head. I said, ooze upside your head. Look at that. Man, what is going on, man? I just thought I hit y'all up early, man. I was reading a lot of shit, man. Hey, this shit is Ogun season like a motherfucker. And we gotta understand that, man. I was looking for some books about Ogun and the spirit, and that's what I was looking for too. I was reading this shit, and I was just looking. I know Shawnee probably got some. Philly stand up, Erica, Florida stand up, 066. You already know I fuck with you. Everybody out there, talk to all y'all. If you have a Core Plantation, I fuck with you, cause I know that shit is not easy. And that's what I was on too. I was on my Amazon, my Amazon cart, looking for some Ogun books, cause this nigga is real. You know how they got that Jesus is real shit? Well, Ogun is real. Shout out to that black brother at that Steelers game. That white Karen bitch was talking crazy and slapped him. We gonna get into all that today. We gonna get into all that today. And let me tell you something, man. It is very imperative that you understand that don't play with these motherfuckers, man. We are not to be played with. And when you put yourself in a position, these Karens, man, they better stop putting their men in a position where they get their ass knocked out. So for all y'all that don't know what we're talking about, we're going to get into it, but I just want to send a special shout out to all my niggas that's at the Core Plantation right now. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be somebody right now at the Core Plantation as we speak. Damn, I hope motherfuckers can hear me. Shit, this shit always be tripping. But anyway, shout out to everybody out there that's handling business, making it do what it do. And I was looking, man, because I'm like, man, I gotta find some books about Ogun. But it's so funny too, because when you type in Ogun, the motherfucking Amazon be trying to auto-correct you and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I just want some, learn some shit about Ogun. Okay, Spirit of Iron. That's what I was looking for right now. Cause I think Ogun is from the religion Ifa. If I'm not sure, I had to share this post. If you're going to learn today, what person gets his glasses, man? Hey, you talking about the fight, the Steelers fight? Hey, shout out to everybody, man. If you singing in the choir and doing all this sucker shit, go ahead and do that, man. More power and respect to y'all. But while y'all out there doing that sucker shit, man, niggas over here trying to learn, man. I'm not saying you can't learn at the Black Christian Church, but I'm just saying a lot of that shit is a distraction. Screwhead, man, what's going on, man? So we about to get into it, man. I'm really, really about to get into it. Because when I saw that shit on Twitter, nigga, the first thing I thought of was Ogun. I'm like, Ogun, that nigga was not playing that shit. And I like how he refrained from hitting that white Karen. And he took it all out on that white boy. Then they was like, hey, find his glasses. But did y'all hear all those white people in the back? We're going to get into it today, man. We're going to talk about it today. So shout out to everybody. If you have the Core Plantation, hey, I fuck with you. If you support black business, I fuck with you. Man, go fuck with my homegirl, my sister, man, who makes these glasses. I know you can't see them, man, because it's I got this shit in black and white. But she made these glasses for me, man. And I'm never going to take them down. These are like NFTs to me. I'm going to show them on here so y'all can see them. I know it's going to look fuzzy because I got it in black and white and it's green. But my sister made these for me, man, and I like it a lot. I fuck with her, man. Support black businesses, man. That's her card right there. So support black businesses, man. For real, that's the homie right there. Hey, support black businesses, man. Straight up. I just bought some more Tahuti My Raw shit. I be getting shit all day. Shit that I can't even use. I just get it just in case. You never know. But anyway, man, I think it's very imperative that we talk about this today, man, because it is definitely Ogun season. Straight up. Looks awesome, real custom work. Thanks, man. This the homegirl, man. Ratha Customs LLC. You know, black business, man. Support a black business, man. That's what it's about, man. Yeah, man, I never take these down. I always keep these glasses up here because it's black business, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why, you know, I got the toilet tissue too. So if you need to wipe your ass, your stinking ass, I got that shit for you too. That's Freedom Paper Company. I fuck with them too. So I don't just be on here running my mouth, man. I be putting my money to good use. You know, I got X-Wolf from Texas. I gotta order some more X-Wolf too, man. Hey, you gotta put your shit to good use, man. You can't be out there bullshit. You feel me? Like, that's real shit. You can't be out there bullshit. So it's like, support black businesses. We all we got. And I'm almost out of X-Wolf anyway, so I'm gonna probably order some shit tomorrow. But we about to get into the subject today. The subject is Ogun season. And we gonna talk about it. Let's get into it. Shout out to No Compromise too. Hey, Screwhead, when you get a chance, go check out No Compromise. It's a podcast. I'm gonna turn this music down, man. Go check him out. Shout out to No Compromise, man. I love his podcast. Very good podcast, man. Very good. Very, very intellectual. Good. It's gonna give you good game, good knowledge. Really, when you watch his podcast, you're gonna be like, man, he should be on TV or he should be on like satellite radio or something. That needs to be heard. I think a lot of young people need to hear it. Young black folk, just everyone needs to hear it. I like his podcast. I'm a big fan of it. Go check it out. Hey, but Erica though, Screwhead though. Did y'all see that nigga put in work on that white boy? He knocked him out. If they wouldn't have grabbed him, he would have beat the fuck out of that white boy. And see, that's the thing. You go to these fucking games, and they always want to talk about we all American, we all this, we all that. But that white woman was talking crazy to that man she was with and to that black brother. And then that white woman, he should press charges against that white woman because she slapped him. You don't put your hands on nobody. And then you cost your man an ass whooping. And then all those people came around and they didn't really know what to do because they was probably tired of it too. But they were still on code though because they didn't allow that black man to beat the fuck out of it. They should have grabbed that white woman and said, why'd you put your hands on her? Then you hear people in the background. I'm gonna try to play the audio and find it. And you hear people in the background like, hey man, she slapped him first. You know, you hear people screaming, but it's like, what has happened is the Trump administration has emboldened anti-black racists to speak up and speak out. That's all that had. And you have the Democratic Party who just kind of letting it go on. That's why you have people like Joe Biden signing Asian hate crime bills, but then when it comes to niggas, you give us Juneteenth. My bad. You know, they do shit like that, and that's the type of stuff that we got to look at, man, because Ogun, I mean, god damn, man, that nigga, and he was a step below him, so that dude had the advantage, but that nigga was at his ass. The nigga was at his ass. Yeah, I got this book. It's called Ogun, Ifa and the Spirit of Iron. Because people don't know. Iron Man. Where you think they got Iron Man from? From Ogun. Ogun was Iron Man's teacher. Y'all didn't know that, huh? Ogun was Iron Man's teacher. He's the goddess of iron and metal. What are you talking about? That's where all that shit come from. The husband should have stopped his wife acting all out like that, laughing like he just let it happen. Exactly, because that's what happens. That's why when you go into, see me, I'm very calculated now, man, and I get away from that shit. You know, that brother couldn't get away from it because nobody caught it from the very beginning. I'm pretty sure they were talking crazy and being agitating because often I'll go in public sometimes and see things, but see, I don't smile. Sometimes when you don't smile, they don't like that. And that brother tried to reason with them and tried to reason with that dude like, hey man, you see she telling you to shut up. But he was probably still talking shit because he ain't like niggas. And he didn't think that nigga was gonna do something. And then his bitch slapped the shit out of that man. And then you gotta give that brother props. That brother refrained from knocking that white bitch out. And he took all his frustration and anger out on that white man. And that's exactly how you're supposed to do it. Because if he would have hit that white woman, he would have been labeled a woman hitter. He would have been labeled that. He would have been, he probably would have got arrested and all that, but he put his hands on that white man because that white man, and then you can hear people, I'm going to play the audio, you can hear people in the background saying she slapped him. And see, that's what happens a lot of times when you go out in public, man. That's why I don't like being out in public and being around a whole bunch of drunk motherfuckers. Some drunk people know how to have a good time and laugh, but a lot of people, they get angry, they want to talk crazy. And if you black and they white, they definitely want to agitate you. I've been in situations like that. Because a lot of times, if I'm around people that I know, I'll drink. I don't care. I'll laugh and joke. But like when I'm in a different setting, I may drink, but I'm focused and I'm looking at everything. I'm looking at how everybody's fucking acting. And let me tell you something. These motherfuckers don't get it. And you say why they don't get it, Warren. The reason why they don't get it is because your wife wrote a check that your husband's ass couldn't cash. It bounced. And see, that's what happens. And that's why I say the spirit of Ogun. Because I think Ogun, he possessed that spirit at that point. I think Ogun jumped into his body and was like, okay, you need to discipline these motherfuckers because they doing too much. And since that bitch slapped you, show everybody around I'm not the one. And he did. And that's why when those white people ran up on him, they didn't really want none either. They were just trying to calm it down and be on code with the white boy that got his ass kicked. He looked like an athlete too. He wasn't holding back, using full strength on them. Yes. But you know what? He was, you notice how he was shoving that girl and bopping the fuck out of that white boy? That meant mentally, the spirit of Ogun got inside of him. You know how they talk about the Holy Ghost? Well, the spirit of Ogun got inside him because that brother maintained his composure. He was able to maintain it and not go full crazy on that white woman and shove her like, bitch, you sit down. And he went to work on that white boy. Woo, he went to work on him. And that's what he get because he should have told his bitch to shut the fuck up. Or they should have left. Or they should have went somewhere else if it was a problem. But they thought because it was a whole bunch of white people around that all the white people were just going to allow them to talk crazy. And that's what usually happens. I've been in situations like that. Yeah, let me see. Because I'm looking at, because I'm like, the first thing I thought about was Ogun. That was the first thing I thought about was Ogun. And I'm like, let me look for it. And that's why I was looking for this shit. And I'm like, come on, man. Yup. I'm telling you. Yup. Ogun is the spirit of iron in West Africa. Exactly. I'm trying to tell y'all, look. Where y'all think Marvel get all that information from? Marvel get that information from Africa, from black people. Marvel, DC. What you think? If you look at Superman, first of all, that's an upside down pyramid with a snake. First of all. And his real name is Kal-El. That's a Hebrew name. Kal-El? And he gets his power from the sun? Who the fuck y'all think he is? They just put a white person on it. Because they don't want no black person as Superman. Because they really talking about us anyway. If you read Stolen Legacy, you're gonna know exactly what the fuck is going on. So when you look at shit like, Iron Man and Wolverine and all that, where do you think that shit come from? That shit comes from Ogun. You know what I'm saying? The warrior god of iron and metal. You know what I'm saying? And I think what Cuba, I think they call him Ogun or Ugan or some shit like that, and it's different meanings, but it's all African religion systems. That's all. It's ancient African religion belief systems. That's where that shit come from. So when you think of Iron Man and Wolverine and all these nigga, that's Ogun, man. That's Ogun. They just stole that shit, and then they gave you motherfucking Robert Downey Jr. and they got you thinking. But see, Marvel, let me tell you something about Marvel. They're going to put their shit, but then they're going to put your shit in it too. Like, Warren, why you talking about Marvel? Because I felt like that brother possessed the spirit of Ogun. Literally, he was able to keep his composure, not put his hands on that white woman, and beat the fuck out of her husband or whoever the fuck he was with. And I felt like that was the possession of Ogun that got inside of him. And he was able to think and see clearly. And he was able to discipline that white boy so bad where everybody was just kind of like, everybody was so shocked he did it so quick. Everybody was so shocked, they didn't really know what to say. Then you can hear people talk about, she slapped him first. You see what I'm saying? Because people are starting to wake up, but white people and Karens, they're being emboldened
by racism, white supremacy. Like, oh, I'm gonna just say whatever, cause I'm gonna get off anyway. That whole Central Park shit. There's a African American threatening my life. You need to come here right away. Then white people was more concerned about how she was handling that dog than what she could have got that black man killed. They didn't give a fuck about her doing that. They was mad that the bitch was handling the dog all fucked up. They ain't care about the nigga. So remember that shit. Hands rated E for everybody. Let me tell y'all something. That nigga possessed the spirit of Ogun, man. That's why I was like, oh, man. Yeah, I think, because Ogun is a Yoruba. That's in the Yoruba religion, Ifa or Orisha. If I'm not mistaken, I know that shit goes all the way up to like the most ancient African religion belief systems. You know, like Ifa. I didn't really start hearing about Ifa until I started listening to like people in today's time. Only thing I really knew about was like the Nation of Islam. And then as I, started reading like, I forgot, I think it was a price for a pound of flesh. In there, she starts talking about Ifa, and then you hear other people talk about it, like Phil Valentine, Zoe Williams. You hear those people talk about Ifa a lot. And I'm like, damn, what is that? And then when you look it up, you're like, oh, that's what it is. And that brother possessed the spirit of Ogun, because he commenced to kicking that white boy's ass, and I was dying laughing watching that shit, because them people was like, she slapped him first. You know what I mean? And I think that's funny. Here, let me see if I can find it, man. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah. I'm going to see if I can kind of find it, and we're going to play it, see if I can get it played. Here it go. Here it go. This is where it starts off. And it starts off, I think they just think it's an argument and ain't nothing going to happen. But then eventually, it gets crazy. So I'm going to play the audio, and you can hear this white woman talking crazy. Here, let me cut this down. Let me see. Let me cut this down. Here, let me play it. Here we go. Let's see. Let me play it. All right. Then she slapped him. So then the white man jumped up. Nigga. Oh! Then he knocked him out. He went to sleep. Look. Then it's a white boy there. Y'all need to go watch the video. See, then y'all heard her. She slapped him first. See, then there's a white boy who walks up to him, basically like, come on, man, it ain't even worth it. Because he was getting ready to, literally, the white boy went to sleep for like 5 seconds. He hit him so fucking hard. Both of them. That shit was funny.
She hit him first.
Yeah, she slapped him in his face.
Get his glasses.
See? And then they like, where's glasses? The black dude had glasses on.
Better get his glasses.
And the Karen was still talking shit. And that white man was such in the daze, he didn't know what was going on. He's acting like he was trying to go after that nigga. That nigga was going to beat the fuck out of him. He already did. And them seats are hard, so he fell hard. Oh, he going to be sore as a motherfucker. I'm telling you, man, that was funny. Here, let me cut the music back on. Ogun. And see, that's another thing too, man. We got to stop tolerating a lot of this fuckery from these people, man. When you get out and you trying to enjoy a good time, don't get comfortable, because that's when they start poking at you. Like I said, I've been out in situations when I used to club a long time ago. This is years ago. And I would go out, and then, you always getting around that rowdy motherfucking white boy or white girl that's just sloppy and all over the place, and I don't like that shit. So I don't smile. I'm just kind of like, hey, man, y'all, I'm quick to be like, hey, bro, this girl with you, you might need to get her, man. She kind of out of control. Oh, I don't know. Okay, I'm just letting you know. And then after a while, I'm quick to be like, hey, man, I try to do whatever to diffuse it, because it's going to get bad real fast when she come across the wrong nigga. And the wrong nigga gonna slap the shit out of this bitch. I'm like, y'all need to come get this bitch. I've done that a lot of the times, man, because a lot of these women, I remember this white woman was talking crazy to this nigga in the MGM. This was like, oh man, how long ago was this? Nah, this was about 18, 19 years ago. I was in the MGM, man. That's when I used to kick it, be on the strip a lot. This is when Vegas was good. This was about 18, 19 years ago. And I was hanging out. It was a bunch of us. damn, I don't know who was with me. It was about 4 or 5 of us, and it was this black nigga. I think he was in the NFL, and this white bitch was talking crazy to him. That nigga had a bottle and poured the bottle all over this bitch. It was like, bitch, take this motherfucking drink, get the fuck out my face, and pour wine, or he had a bottle or something that you could tell was expensive. At first, we thought he was gonna hit her with it. That nigga poured that whole thing on her, was dumping on her, like, bitch, get the fuck out my face. And then he walked off with his friends, and everybody was laughing at that bitch, and that bitch was telling everybody, fuck you. And I was like, no, bitch, fuck yourself. You do it better. And everybody was laughing. She's like, fuck you. Fuck you. You could tell she just was one of them Karen bitches. You know, and you, man, and you see it all the time. Now, when it's my sisters, I've never really seen a lot of my sisters in my heyday acting a fool like that. I've never really seen that, ever. And I'm not just saying it because it's my people, but I've used to club a lot. And every club I would go to, I never really seen my sisters sloppy, pissy, drunk. If they were funny. They were comedic, like, you know what I'm saying? It made it fun for everyone. But it wasn't like they wanted to fight with people and all. Man, we don't do that. But it's always every other racial group. And especially when they get around black people, they want to agitate black people a lot of the times. That's why I'm real quick to, like, observe where the fuck I am and, like, all right, there's security, there's that. And I'm quick to be like, hey, bro, y'all better come get this motherfucker, who is, because sometimes you'll get in a setting like that, how they was antagonizing that brother, you know what I'm saying, to the point of no return. You know what I'm saying? And that brother had to beat the brakes off that white boy. You know what I'm saying? And that bitch should be charged for assault. She slapped the shit out of him, man. You don't put your hands on nobody. You don't do that. Do you think blacks and natives went through similar struggles dealing with the white people coming to America, taking over? Well, this is the first thing I'm going to say, screwhead. From my teaching and, you know, what I've been taught and what I've learned and what I've observed, the natives are black. The natives are us. You know what I mean? The natives, we were already here. From reading They Came Before Columbus by Dr. Ivan Van Sertima. From reading Before the Mayflower, you know, reading different books, you know, J. Rogers, The Great Man of Color. Just from reading books like that, we were already here. It's just they like to separate us as if we weren't native to this landmass and we were here. And I just want to say that because that's from what I believe. From what I believe, we was already here. I believe we were already here. I believe the Native Americans are black folk as well, and I believe they want to separate the two to make it seem like they brung everybody from Africa over here. I don't believe everybody came over here from Africa. I believe a lot of black folk were already here because we were the ones who knew how to cultivate the land. I believe the Moors were already coming over here and were already here because from what Christopher Columbus wrote down in his diary, he got lost when he was at sea. You got to go read They Came Before Columbus. He got lost at sea. So he had to go back to the Spanish crown. Then he had to go back, get more money, and he had to have the Moors navigate to the Americas, which wasn't the Americas then, because he didn't know what he was doing. So if the Moors knew how to get here and he didn't, that means the Moors had already been here. They were already probably coming back and forth. And what happened with Christopher Columbus, they started eating each other because they couldn't cultivate the land. They didn't know how to plant and live off the earth properly. So they started eating each other. That's why I know we were already here. Now, this is what Christopher Columbus wrote down himself. I think he knew he had enough witnesses around to see she attacked first. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. Damn, that's crazy. I believe you. You know, I really think in this day and age, we have to start understanding where we are. Don't ever think you can go somewhere and enjoy yourself. You can literally, man, let me tell you something. I can only tell you about what the fuck I do. I don't be running out trying to go to no motherfucking Raiders game. Nigga, I can give a fuck about the Raiders game. Nigga, gas is $4.15 a gallon type shit out here in Vegas. Nigga, gas is $4 motherfucking dollars. Nigga, that's the last thing on my mind is giving my money to the Raiders. Fuck the Raiders, man. I didn't want that motherfucking team out here anyway. They wanted that shit out here to make money for them because they know people are deaf, dumb, and blind. So they don't give a fuck. They know, as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, if I give them this dirty water, they'll drink it. And that's true. We'll drink it. I ain't never seen so many people jump up and down. Yeah, man, the Raiders. And I'm looking around like, okay, what you gonna do when they disperse of the jobs? It ain't enough jobs to look, if you come to Las Vegas, Nevada, you should see the school systems. The school systems are fucking trash. Like a motherfucker. It's overly crowded, overly populated out here. This ain't LA. So what they doing is they just making shit very expensive like they doing in LA. But let me tell you something. As that brother that predicted the '08 crash, market crash, he's saying the same thing's gonna happen again. And when it happens, I'm gonna be laughing at a whole lot of people because they're gonna be out here paying $800,000 for a house with no gated community, no nothing. And then when the fucking ceiling fall and the trap door, is in effect, them motherfuckers gonna be doing the same thing they did in 2000. I already saw this shit again. I already saw this shit before. So all they did was just put a twist on it. You know what I'm saying? Where now, okay, don't be surprised if Vegas be like, all right, now we're implementing a state tax. Because there's too many people out here. It's way too many fucking people out here. That's why they building apartments every fucking 5 blocks. It's an apartment. They putting lights where there are no lights in Las Vegas. Stoplights. I'm like, why'd they put a stoplight? Because so many people, so many accidents. Where I live at, 2 motherfuckers within 2 weeks done died on a motorcycle. I don't understand why these niggas be getting motorcycles like you not out here with motherfuckers that drive drunk all day long, all day strong. It's crazy, man. That's why when that brother did what he did at that Steelers game, I'm like, now why would I want to be involved in some shit like that? Like where you got to be fighting them. You can't even enjoy the game because you fighting somebody else. Fuck that, man. You know what I mean? And you get a lot of arrogant ass motherfuckers around you who want to agitate. See, because they look at black folk a lot of time like lions and animals in a cage. And they treat us like they're at the LA Zoo. You know, like the motherfuckers in, I think San Francisco was fucking with that goddamn lion or that tiger. That motherfucker hopped over that gate and mauled that motherfucker up. They gonna kill the tiger. No, nigga, you don't fuck with the goddamn animals, man. God damn, but motherfuckers don't get it. You know what I'm saying? I bet you that white motherfucker gonna get it now. Cause I bet you he gonna be black and blue when he fucking go home. That nigga he got knocked out. Like that nigga went to sleep. Bow. Cause he wasn't expecting that shit. And that man wasn't playing with him. Shout out to that brother, Ogun. That brother possessed the spirit of Ogun in him. Because he knew, like, nigga, I'm not playing with y'all. And bitch, you don't put your hands on me. I wish your sister was there to slap the fuck out of that white bitch. Because these a lot of times, it was a football player who was at a bar. I forgot his name. Y'all remember this? Erica, you remember this? Screwhead, you remember this shit? Shawnee, one of y'all, I know y'all remember it. He was at a bar and this bitch slapped him and he slapped that bitch back. And then after that, they tried to hold the video and I'm like, well, what did he do wrong? Don't hit people if you don't want to get hit back. And then the bitch went into victim mode real quick. So it's like, man, y'all niggas better watch this shit. That's why I'm telling you, I've been in those situations. I remember one time I told this Asian bitch at the MGM again. She was talking crazy. I was like, oh, bitch, go back to your math class. I know you got a graphic calculator somewhere. And everybody was laughing like a motherfucker. So the bitch tried to like walk around like getting, I said, bitch, you better get the fuck out of my face. Because I'm not one of these motherfucking Chinese people that's going to sit up here and debate with you about a math problem. Bitch, I am the goddamn equation. I'm the solvent. Don't play with me. And then I think she kind of knew. And I was kind of like laughing like, and then her friend was like, just leave him alone. I was like, yeah, bitch, you better leave me the fuck alone because I'm not the one. I'm not finna sit here and debate with you about a math problem. And everybody was laughing, so she was getting mad because I just kept saying shit. You know, it was just coming on the fly. I was like, bitch, I know you. I was kind of agitating, though. I was like, bitch, this bitch probably had algebra 2 in the 3rd grade. Everybody was laughing and shit. And I was like, she was like, that's racist as fuck. I was like, no, this is racist as fuck. Go back to your country because you don't fucking belong here. And it was white people, black people, and everybody, people that I didn't even know was coming up. And I'm like, who the fuck was with me, man? Because I've done this before. And then the bitch tried to get in my face, and everybody's like, yeah, I was like, you better get the fuck back. Bitch, I'm not playing with you, and I'm not finna debate with you. See, because women are emboldened, and this was a long time ago, and I was like, I don't know who told you to get up in the nigga's face. Don't get up in my face. I was like, you better back the fuck back. And then her friend was like, come on, let's go. I was like, yeah. And then they started to realize everybody was with me and nobody was with them. And then I just never forget a couple of people that was with me was like, man, don't walk up on no dude like that. And I was like, yeah. And if I slap the shit out of you, I'll be wrong, huh? And she was like, oh, you hit women? I said, hell yeah. If they hit me, don't run up on me. Don't do that shit. And everybody was laughing and I was laughing. And then the bitch was like, fuck you. And I was like, fuck yourself. You do it better. And then everybody was laughing. And then I remember after that, people were like, man, you crazy. I'm like, look, man, don't come getting up in my face. I hate that. That happened to me twice. That happened, and it happened at Caesar's Palace when I was with Leo and them. Shout out to my nigga Leo. we was at Caesar's Palace, and I was filming these Afghanistan bitches or whatever. And then they thought I was being nice. And at the end of the video, I was like, so let me ask y'all one question. They was like, what? I was like, why did y'all cousins crash those planes into those buildings? They got so fucking mad at me. That's called me assholes. You're fucking racist, all this other shit. Everybody around was laughing. Oh, man, they was so mad at me. And I was like, but y'all never answered my question, though. That's fucking racist. And I was like, man, black people can't be racist. I hadn't even read no books then. This was like 18, 19, 20 years ago when I was out kicking it and shit. He was composed. A regular person could have handled that. To get slapped like that and not react, that's self-control. Exactly. He possessed the spirit of Ogun. Because he was very much in control. That's why he was getting ready to hit her, and then he thought about it. Like, nah, I'm about to give yo nigga this work. And then when he gave that white boy that work, I was dying laughing. Ogun. And I'm telling you, those Afghan sisters, and the one girl was like, yeah, I'm Afghanistan, and that's fucked up, and you're the reason why this country is like that, right? Why she say that to me? I said, no, you're the reason why this country is the way it is. Because if it wasn't for your family members, we wouldn't have a 9/11. That bitch was mad than a motherfucker. And then people start coming around too. And I'm loud, I'm laughing and shit. And then at first she tried to follow me. I was like, you better get the fuck away from me. And then they did. And again, her little friend had to grab. I'm like, dude, I don't understand what's up with these women running up on men like that. Like, I don't get that, man. And they had no men around them or nothing. And I was like, man, I don't play that shit. And I always tell women, don't be running up on niggas. You don't know who you dealing with. That nigga could be psycho. He might not possess that Ogun spirit. He might just slap the shit out of your ass. Then what? What you gonna do? Go get your people? Nah. Don't be up in no niggas' face like that. And I ain't never really had no problems with my people. It's always other racial groups, especially white people, man. Them white girls are like, and not just them. I'm talking about anyone who wants to be like the dominant white society. And they feel like they're emboldened to just run up on you. That's the shit that I don't like, man. And I've dealt with it. Man, when was the last time? I think the last time was when me and my homeboy Chris and the homeboy Mike, he had just came from Iraq. We went out and we was hanging out, and these sisters was kind of like they weren't black. They weren't black. They was white. I think one was Mexican, and I forgot. And he wasn't feeling that shit. And they was like kind of talking crazy to him. And he had just came back from Iraq, and he was like, man, bitch, I'll fuck you up. He's like, don't fucking play with me. And I had to tell him, like, man, why y'all he a man? Go get a man if you got an issue with him. If you can't talk civilized. And they got mad at me, and I was like, well, then bitch, fuck you then. Then he started laughing. Then everybody started laughing. I'm like, man. And it used to always trip us out how women like that woman at that fucking football game, that Karen, will be bold to put their hands on a man and then cry wolf when he slapped the shit out of him. Now, I've seen that too. I've seen a woman put her hands on a man. I've seen a man slap the fuck out of her. And I see no nigga get involved and be like, that's what that bitch get. Because I don't get involved in domestic disputes at all. Because a lot of times you see women getting all up in their man's face and talking crazy and putting their finger on their face and slapping them and shit. Hey, man, you don't do that shit. And I don't get involved in domestic disputes. But on that situation with that brother, I definitely would have had his back to make sure no other white motherfucker try to run up on him. But I think those white dudes didn't want none with him anyway. Because like y'all said, he was probably an athletic brother, in shape, and was with the shits. He was with the shits. And that's exactly why motherfucker was like, You know, and a lot of those white people probably didn't like that couple anyway. Because that happens too, man. I'm telling you, I've done experienced it all where you around a motherfucking drunk couple and they pissy drunk and talking crazy to everybody. And then everybody around is civilized and they like, dude, get the fuck out of here. I've been around that shit. You know, and when you club a lot, you know, you start to meet people and you meet security and you meet other people. And I started to be cool with a lot of security because my cousin was security at a club. So I kind of had the ins and outs out here in Vegas, you know, 20 years ago with the club scene. So I was real quick. I didn't really have to do a lot. A lot of times the security knew me through my cousin. So if they saw some shit happening, nope, you out. They'd kick a motherfucker out real quick. Not me, but whoever the fuck it is. Because it's like, you can tell when a motherfucker pissy drunk. Yeah, she probably beat her man like that. That's why she assumed it was okay. Exactly. Facts. Florida stand up in the building for real. That's facts. Because when I watched it, and he was like, when she was telling her man, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck, he like, yeah, man, listen to your woman. Because that means that man was talking crazy to that brother. And then when she turned around and told him to sit down and slap the shit out of him, that was it. That was it. And got her man beat the fuck up. Now, did y'all see that one video where that white woman was talking crazy to that couple, talking about they was drug dealers? And that white man was like, shut the fuck up and get in the car, bitch. You about to get your ass whooped. Those are not drug dealers. Because he knew what was about to happen. So he was like, man, shut the fuck up. I'm going to see if I can find that video. And then the sister was like, yeah, you better get your ass in the car, bitch, and listen to your husband. And then there was a nigga right there, too. See, some people ain't dumb. Some of these dominant society motherfuckers know, no, this could go real bad. I remember one time too, man. I got stories, man. I remember one time I was driving, you know, and my car got smoked out windows. So you don't really know who's in the car. And this white couple, right? They was driving and kind of cut me off and they flipped me off. So when I caught up to them on the street, they looking mad dog in the car, but when I roll my window down, when I roll my window down, and all I said was, "Is there a problem?" That white boy was like, "Nah, bro, man, we apologize," because they didn't know who was in the car. And I'm not saying like I'm big and bad. I just think they thought because I was probably just driving regular. I wasn't dipping like I normally do. I was just driving regular. And they probably thought it was an old white person or old black person or someone they can get away with. So when I got to the light, I just pulled up and they mad dog in the car, but you can't see who's in the car. And I rolled my window down. When I rolled my window down, I looked, because you know I'm in the driver's seat. And they to the right of me. And I rolled my window down and I looked. And when I looked, I said, "Is there a problem?" And the dude's in the passenger seat, and the girl was like, "Oh no," and the dude's like, "Hey bro, we sorry, we apologize, man. That's our fault, you know, bro. No, hey man, no problem." I said, "Because y'all flipped me off like it was a problem. I just want to know if it was a problem. Because y'all driving crazy and you flipped me off. So is there a problem?" And it just seemed like that light took forever. I knew they couldn't wait. And I said, "Because if there's a problem, we can pull over right there and let's solve it. Is there a problem?" This was a long time ago. Oh, man, this was a long time ago. And I wouldn't do no shit like that now. And the dude just kept saying, "No, bro, I swear, dude, no, there's no fucking problem." And then the girl was like, "No, we're sorry, we apologize." I said, "Okay, because y'all shouldn't do that because you never know who you dealing with." And then the light turned green and I fucking drove the fuck off. Drove off. And they drove off slow because I don't think they wanted me to follow them. Yeah, man. Motherfuckers be emboldened. Just like one time I was at the Walmart and this Asian bitch, I told the story before, this Asian bitch gonna call me a nigga. "You fucking nigga?" I said, "Oh, okay." And I followed that bitch. If you live in Las Vegas, Nevada, it was on Spring Mountain and Rainbow by that Walmart. Nigga, and I followed they ass. They was trying to get away. And she was with, I guess, her mom or whatever. And the way I pulled up on them, either they was going to have to hit my car or they was going to have to stop. So I pulled up, I got out the car and said, "No, who the nigga now? Who's the nigga now?" "I'm fucking calling police." "Call the police, bitch." And I fucking kicked that car. Boom! I kicked that motherfucker hard, too. Nigga, get my plate, bitch. I know who y'all are and I know what y'all look like and I got your plates too, bitch. And her mom was so scared she started crying. I said, you need to check your racist ass daughter. Fuck both of y'all. And I got in my car and I drove the fuck off. And they just stood there. They stood there for a long time trying to act like you calling police. I'm like, bitch, I'll take your phone. And she was like, go ahead, you know, this is illegal what you're doing. I was like, bitch, call the police. I'll take your fucking phone. And tell the police you called me a nigga, bitch. And then after that, she kind of got scared. Because where I cut them off, for all y'all that live in Las Vegas, Nevada, on Rainbow and Spring Mountain, it's a Walmart right there. But then if you're taking Rainbow south and you passing the Walmart, there's a side street that it's houses, but the houses are encased in like brick walls, so they can't really see. And the businesses is to the back, so nobody can really see. And it was like dusk, it was like dark, so nobody really even knew what the fuck was going on. And I knew what I was doing. I was like, that's why you shouldn't be doing that shit. That bitch was so motherfucking scared. I said, bitch, I should take your motherfucking phone. And then this bitch she was so fucking scared. And her fucking mom was crying, I guess. I didn't give a fuck. And I'm like, man, because motherfuckers be emboldened to do shit that they shouldn't be doing. That's sucker shit. That's why when that couple was flipping me off, I just politely pulled up on them, pulled up, rolled my windows down, and then they got into white fragility mode real quick. I did it one time when I was in the car with my brother like 5-6 years ago. These motherfuckers pulled out on fucking Maryland Parkway out here in Vegas. I don't know who the fuck they was. And I rolled up, I was like, what the fuck is y'all motherfuckers doing? Bro, we're sorry. My brother like, dude, you came. I'm like, no, nigga. They could have killed us. Because motherfuckers they don't care. Because a lot of these people that want to be like the dominant society, they think that they own everything and everything is here for them. Because they're programmed by the white dominant society to treat us like we're at the bottom of the totem pole. See, that's a program. That's why they got these Arabs owning all the gas stations in the hood, owning the liquor store, selling us the poison, and then you go back to their neighborhood, they don't got that shit in their neighborhood because that's a program that they're running. It's a straight program, and it's done by design. That's why these Arabs come over here. No diss, but a lot of these Arabs, they come over here and they treat niggas like shit. They treat niggas like shit. That's why I be looking at them upside their head. I don't give a fuck about your turban. I be looking at them upside their head because I'm be like, yeah, nigga. That's why I don't really like DJ Khaled. I feel like he's a culture vulture. Period. Because he would be a nobody in his culture. That's why people come to black culture, because they'll be somebody. Because if they go back to their culture, they're nobody. Liar Cohen would just be another white Jewish man. But what happens when he comes to black culture? Everybody, shout out to Liar Cohen, man. You know, Liar, man. Man, fuck that white motherfucker, man. He's a culture appropriator that lived, breathed, and he was a bloodsucker of the poor. So fuck him. And then when a nigga say something contrary to him, he want to take you to the Museum of Tolerance, the Holocaust Museum. Man, get the fuck out of here. That ain't even happen out here. That happened in Europe. Fuck out of here. But anyway, man, shout out to that brother who let them know that Ogun, he possessed the spirit of Ogun, and he wasn't playing that sucker shit. And I would say that everybody, when you go out, you go places, you hang out, be aware of your surroundings, and don't be smiling a lot of the times. I don't do a lot of smiling, man, when I'm out in public. Because sometimes when you don't do a lot of smiling, you can observe more. When you start doing smiling, people want to talk to you and ask you shit. Nah, man, I don't do no smiling sometimes because a lot of times people want to, it's like a distraction. You start smiling with people, now they want to have conversation. I don't do no smiling. Sometimes it's just good to just look and observe. You know what I'm saying? Stay in your lane, too. That's one thing I want to talk about. Stay in your lane, handle your business, study, read, become financial literate, meaning this: financial literacy is the best thing we can do as a people. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Black History Museum that Tariq Nasheed raised that $1 million. That's good, man. We need that. Because let me tell you, out here in Las Vegas, Nevada, we got the West Las Vegas Library, but that library ain't really finna teach y'all about who y'all are. That's controlled by white people. So we gotta wake up, man, and understand what it is, man. And like I said, these instances that I had with people were so long ago. I don't even deal with that shit no more, man. I try to remove myself from situations like that, because when you get a certain age, man, you're like, man, I don't feel like dealing with this shit. That's why I don't like a lot of crowds. I don't go to places where it's crowded. You know, I like space. I'm looking at exits when I get into a place because you don't know, man. Motherfuckers going in restaurants and wilding and casinos and acting the fool. So you don't want to be too comfortable. Know your surroundings. Know who you are. Keep your circle tight. Get off the phone with people if y'all talking about the same Simple Simon shit. Unless somebody is talking about black empowerment, hey man, I'm starting a business, or hey man, I'm doing this. What you on the phone for? Because you wasting time. Get away from time wasting mechanisms. And when I mean time wasting mechanisms is just calling you just to hold the phone. Oh, I'll just see what you're doing. Don't make yourself so available to that bullshit. You know why? Because you'll become that. That's why a lot of people will tell you, man, I don't really be answering my phone like that. A lot of times I'll be at work, or I'm busy, or I'm handling business, or I'm reading. And I'm not going to allow you to waste my time. Because a lot of people feel like they're not wasting time, but they are. Because they just talk about the same shit over and over again. You know what I'm saying? And it's no diss. I don't take it as anything personal. I take it as business. And when you a business, you got to conduct yourself like that. So you can't be so available to everyone at all times to be their confidant. Like I'm quick to tell a nigga, I'm not your confidant, nigga. I'm not your therapist. I'm not your counselor. I got my problems are having problems. So I don't have time for that. Stay in your lane. Don't govern your lane by what the next person's lane is. Look at your lane. You can take things from them and, oh, yeah, I like what they're doing. But don't compare your lane to nobody else's. Stay in your lane. Do what you need to do. That's it. And stop trying to go out and impress people you don't know. That's why, nigga, I wear the same shit over and over again. I don't give a fuck about these niggas ain't paying my bills. And they definitely ain't putting no gas in my car because motherfucking gas is $5 a gallon. So, look, man, that's my time, man. I definitely went over, but it's Sunday. Hey, man, I want y'all to enjoy the rest of y'all day. Shout out to No Compromise. That's my nigga. I fuck with him heavy. Shawnee, Tasha, Miss Wendy, everybody, Tommy, shit. You know, like I said, man, this channel gonna grow organically. Shout out to Nuke. I was sending Nuke some voice messages. She was laughing her ass off. I'm gonna have to set up Zoom or something so we could just get Nuke on a Zoom call and then we just record it from there or something. I just gotta learn how to do that shit. I'm not really technically savvy. Shit, hell, I'm surprised I set this shit up. But anyway, we gonna have to get Nuke on like a Zoom call or something, man. And then we just do it from there. But anyway, man, I appreciate everybody listening, subscribing. You know, hey, like I said, if you're not really about studying and becoming financially savvy and having some financial literacy in your life where you kind of know what's going on, you're not trying to recycle black dollars, then I don't know what you're doing. I'm not saying you're supposed to take every bit of your check and spend it all with a black business, but you can take 1% of that check and buy something from a black business. I try to do it at least once a month. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we should do, man. But anyway, man, I appreciate everybody. You know what it is. You know what it ain't. If you see a motherfucker talking about, man, that black dude shouldn't have been doing that, man. He should have walked away. Guilty, nigga. That's the Sambo. I'm out. I'll holler at y'all on Tuesday. Peace.